Buono, siamo in live e dobbiamo fare un po' di roba. Oggi facciamo, a parte andare avanti con ovviamente il... Allora, Clay Cox si potrebbe mangiare. L'uomo che aveva tentato di ucciderlo, ok. Lo potrei, ma niente. Ma non lo so. Su Claycox ci pensiamo ancora un po', tanto a livello di fascinazione. Fascinazione, no? Sì, donna mia. Italiano il primo mattino è una cosa che ti abbandona un attimo. Qui invece direi che è già abbastanza certo che dobbiamo mangiare. Anche del livello di fascinazione. Aia, livello di fascinazione 5. Livello di fascinazione 2. Beh. Fascinazione 6. Anche per mangiare questi due stronzi così. Ciccato di indizio per entrambi. Sfiga. Vabbè, poi quando ci torniamo magari. Buono. Cosa dobbiamo fare? Ho controllato le cerchie, ma Pembroke Hospital è salvo. Andiamo dalla signora. Dobbiamo cominciare a tornare a Whitechapel. Poi dopo andiamo a parlare con il dottore e vediamo un attimo come siamo messi. E vabbè, non vale così però. Claude, basta. Aia. Aia. L'hai data per terra di merda che... Ok, ne vengo prima da te. Aia. Pro. Non avevo più stamina. Sta mossetta qui però che mi recupera la vita non è male. Non è per un cazzo male. Ho sbagliato strada. Ho sbagliato strada. Dovevo andare dal Pembroke dall'altra parte. Vabbè. Non ho sprecato niente, dai, buono. Ho solo guadagnato. Dimentico sempre che devo andare da sta parte qua. Fermo. Figlio? Cazzo no. Però c'è roba. Aia. Aia, l'avevo schivato. Vabbè, sì. Ehi, che slidata di merda. Ciao Lau, dove sei? Una marea di cazzi tuoi. Niente? Niente marea di cazzi vostri, vero? Via, caricare stamina. Aia, brutto stronzo. Aia. Aia. Cimitero è una merda proprio.
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiao Shun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
You should not be by yourself. Grief can be a terrible trial, and it's even worse when you're alone.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiao Shun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming. To have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.
Matthew.
Yeah! Vabbè, non era difficile. Andiamo alla missione. Good. E adesso che abbiamo finito questa missione qui. Ma dai! Ah, no, ok. Vabbè, io buio perché. Addirittura. Benissimo lui. Non me l'aspettavo sto stronzo che mi appariva qui. Poi niente, è un coglione. Deficiente. Grazie. Stronzo di merda. finito la stamina ma abbiamo matto uguale, bastardi. Ah, mi sa che è un top. Ah, fuck. E niente, un top. Va, culo va. Oh, not bad. Ho trovato anche un... c'è... No, spine necessari. No, sono finito nelle fogne. Ah, fuck, volevo passare da sotto per non combattere. Che palle. Devo prendermi l'abilità quella del... dell'hide, dell'invisibilità, perché sennò è finita. Ogni volta faccio queste stronzate. Sono le porte che ti portano in nuove zone, le porte che invece sono normali, le puoi passare. Metti un coso diverso, non lo capisco, cazzo, io non so, queste porte qui me le fai blu, le altre me le fai bianche. Uguale. Non so di passare dalle fogne. Poi più nemici nelle fogne che fuori. Le fogne non so neanche da dove cazzo uscire, tra l'altro. Showly show loud, mo. Io qui da dove passo? C'è un passaggio. Sono finito in un nascondiglio, ma c'è assolutamente un passaggio dove andare. La porta si apre. Ah, va.
Stop right now!
Bellino caricamento. Vabbè, dai. Davvero? 2 caricamenti per caricare sto posto?
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the guard.
Qui lo ammazza, guarda.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this. Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
See you again.
What on earth happened here?
Ah, ma era la zoccola... La nonna zoccola. Ah, ma vaffanculo, io pensavo che mi sono anche preoccupato per la pazza. No, la pazza è quel che gira. Lo devo trovare, sto uomo qua del cazzo. Est End, ok, no, forse... Forse è un caso. Dovrei mangiare a te, vero? Gli spino mi fanno, non mi danno. Quello che mangerò probabilmente sarà quel cazzo di fretta perché quello è un pazzo, però. Non li avevo neanche visti sti due stronzi. Bravissimo. Aia! Brutto figlio di puttana! Che cazzo è successo? Ah, c'è il... Andare da mister mitraglietto. Aia. Oh, stronzo. E niente. Biglietto di merda, vieni qua che ti asciugo anche. Vaffanculo. Oh, ecco, appunto, stronzo di merda. Ti levi? Cazzo. Sì, vaffanculo. Te e il mitraglietto. Aia. Ginocchio del cazzo. Dove devo andare? Al porto devo andare. Ah. D'accordo. Il porto lo si raggiunge da strada di... Dai, E qua? Raglietto di merda. Devo dare un siero. Ok, forse invece potrebbe essere una roba che mi... Ah, vabbè, il suo scarco lo posso evitare. Sì, mi porti direttamente al porto. Go! Wood, dovrei prendere... Porca puttana, i comandi quando esci dal menu. Deve essere chiuso. Dai, che cazzo. Invece. Dai, Marco. Sì, è un nuovo luogo. E niente, in questo episodio parleremo e parleremo ancora. Probabilmente.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Attento che ti posso mangiare quando voglio.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Tranquillo che troverò più informazioni anche su di lei. Oh, la moglie di Clay bastardo. Ah, parliamo un po'.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will
Puoi
take
sterminare un
advantage of
intero
you.
quartiere.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife, and his name means something round here.
You never paid him a visit at the Pembroke Hospital, did you?
And I don't intend to. In Clay's case, I'm not against a medical mistake or a little help from the Spanish flu.
Ooh, Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover, if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. That's
Okay.
a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Io ho due nuovi stronzi. E ne mancano ancora un bel po', tra l'altro.
You again. What do you want?
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
I think you're wrong. Maybe the docks have always been violent, but you can't say the living don't suffer because of it.
And then what? Let the commies and the anarchists rule? Nah. We're the wet boot boys. Our fathers died on these docks and they belong to us.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Due li ho fatti. Non ce l'ho il coso per la stanchezza.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Good.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
No reason at
Carina,
all
questa
to
non la scrivo.
rejoice, then. Life is hopeless and then we die? Is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change. And to change for good.
Barone della Guardia.
The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom Watts about him.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Vedere come sono messo qui. Bene, stavo con la stanchezza, appena trovo il rifugio quindi lo faccio. No, questi due non mi ricordo chi cazzo siano, e qui c'è Tom Watts.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton,
La Madonna.
vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist. And they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Ok, un coglione, non ti mangerò mai. Mi tirò la faccia.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols.
Posso.
They
Ah,
also
quello è vero,
can't
però i
enter a
santo mi
house
rompono il
without being
cazzo con la
invited.
croce
Have
enorme.
you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Have you heard of the Guard of Prewin?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Parma, voglio fare ancora un giretto. Il bar, però il fatto è che non ho trovato praticamente nessuno, cioè manca metà popolazione di questo posto, non posso credere che siano tutti nascosti. Vedo che cambia la zona, me ne vado. Qua. E qua un altro. Da lei.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Ok, un mendicante.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
Era il Pembroke.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
You should be careful, Rufus. There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely and the desperate.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
La fish. Ah, trovato, però mi sa che non l'ho sbloccato, vero?
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Oh, ecco un altro.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Quello è
evening.
la Madonna.
Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
E chi è?
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. It's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life.
Ok, perciò questo è...
Even though I don't treat
Ok.
her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Madonna mia, quanto mi sto
Sometimes
prendendo.
it's hard to be a good son.
I just wanted to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
No. Hate them all.
Posto.
Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Rufus, ma dov'è la signora? Eccola la signora.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Non penso di mangiare la povera signora. Sì, vi dico subito, il mio prezzo è molto semplice. Le rapino a casa, le faccio qualche domanda e poi me ne vado tranquillo. In 4-5, beh, il grasso lubrificante non penso che le serva. Dai, nessun articolo, nessun foglio, paga, signora, che un foglio, uno straccio di qualcosa per la gente. Allora che l'ho rapinata per bene posso parlare.
So you have questions about the flu then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no. My Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
Porca troia.
How do you pay the rent then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very
Anche lui è
attached
caduto
to the
dal...
house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Allora andiamo con...
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne.
Hanno
Take
potuto
care of
mangiare,
yourself.
povera signora. L'unica persona gentile in tutto sto posto di merda. Mangiare anche lei. Arca troia, devo prendere una chiave. Ma non c'è un documento, un qualcosa che mi sblocca della roba? Niente? Dai, strano. Grazie comunque. Parsi.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Cosa un cazzo? Cazzo.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Qualcosa riguardo lui? Cioè il raffreddore, però non ho...
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah, yeah.
No?
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Poi dove è iniziato il gioco?
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Cosa sto?
It's locked.
Cosa? Mi sono perso qualcosa. Ho trovato una collana. Qualcuno l'aveva inculata. L'ha persa però. Non ho capito se l'ha persa perché ha ucciso qualcuno o se l'ha persa perché qualcuno gliel'ha inculata e poi è morto. Beh, la vado a ridare sicuramente a Stella. Oddio però, darla a Stella magari insanguinata, magari prima te la pulisci un attimo. Stella. Chi manca adesso? Scusami un attimo. Ne mancano un bel po' però. Esplorando ho risolto un altro mistero. No, però magari se la do a lui.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah, yeah.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
As a man of science, I'd like to try to understand why you killed those people.
Why does there need to be a reason? They were just there. It happened. That's all.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
Prego?
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I don't believe death is the appropriate sentence for murder. Not in a civilized society. But the last word has to remain with the law.
There is no law around here. No justice to be found. In these parts, revenge is the only answer.
Merda.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Sti cazzi. Vado a riparare con la signorina Fishburne. Anemia? No, vado.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reed. I'm not sure the epidemic is what... What can I do for you, Dr. Reed?
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I understand your pain, but you cannot mother him forever.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child, and he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
There is no cure for murder, Mrs. Fishburne. Only justice.
There ain't no hope, then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his
bella sa.
demons.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep.
toccato qualcosa.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Anemia però è pesantina da curare. E stia molto attento che potrei mangiarla in qualsiasi momento. Ok, vuoi rismare nascondiglio? Ok, torni ma non mi ricordo dove. Ah, là. Qui, no? Yes. Avrò bisogno di medicazioni per raffreddore, anemia, se lo trovo, stanchezza e basta. Anemia, raffreddore e stanchezza. Anemia, stanchezza e raffreddore. Vediamo un po' di gente. Stanchezza è dell'ubriacone. Ok, side.
So few clients. What would the epidemic?
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
L'ho curato. Andiamo dai due stronzi là. Lei, bastardo, venga qui.
Good evening, Mr. Fishman.
Yeah.
Non ho ancora la
Do you
fascinazione.
require medical
Beh,
assistance?
difficili da mangiare, ovviamente.
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Rufus, tu sei anche piuttosto malato. Dov'è Rufus?
Don't you think Miss Fishburne is nice to us? but I always have the feeling she's hiding something. For now, you're still the only real friend I have, Jack.
Parla qui. Vabbè, dai. Poteva andar peggio, cioè qui la gente che ammazza per hobby, se lui parla con un topo non credo sia così problematica. Cazzo lo raggiungo proprio, perché c'avevo la cura per l'anemia, carissimo. Madonna, velocissimo lui. Dobbiamo parlare sia del motivo per cui tu parli con i topi sia per la della tua anemia, dai mo.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
How come you consider it your only friend?
I found Jack when he was a baby, alone amongst dead rats. Poison, probably. He was the weakest, but he survived. Just like me with my parents.
Like you and your parents?
When I was 8, my parents died in a car accident. Rumour says I didn't get a scratch.
You don't remember the accident?
No. I was little back then. It's been a blurry mess and very quiet in my head ever since.
How have you survived? Did anybody take care of you?
I don't have any family left, really. Except for the good Mrs. Fishburne. She's like my family now.
Basta? Richiesto, ok.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Ho curato l'anemia. Bene, vediamo un po' di missioni secondarie, se sono raggiungibili o meno. Anche se prima dovrei parlare con questi due stronzini qui e... Vabbè, lui mi sa che è bello che è morto, però. Veramente devo... Vabbè, andiamo a parlare con Tom, Idiota 2 e... Prima con l'Idiota 2 e poi con Tom. Ecco, signora.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
Volevo l'altra versione, vabbè.
Excuse my curiosity, but Where exactly
Excuse
are
me.
you from, Miss Cavendish?
I'm looking for
Something
an
bothering you?
orologio.
What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Guardo di più anche sui letri. Girare un po' il barba che qualche indizietto lo trovo in giro.
Never even been to India.
Proprio per il locale velocissimo. Ah,
Was for a time. It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
e invece
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Well, something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Ok, direi prima però di fare le missioncine. Questa, esatto. Allora, la povertà non è un grosso problema, dai. Oddio! Come lo attraverso sto posto? Ah, c'è quel ponte lì. Ah, come lo raggiungo alla superficie del ponte? Per forza. Superarla. Vabbè, l'evento poi neanche reso conto che c'era un evento. Devo arrivare dall'altra parte del ponte, però come arrivarci? Forse da qui. Ricordo che un ponte l'avevo superato.
No place for you, sir.
Beh.
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Saranno cazzi perché non sono.
See those fancy clothes?
Ai. Ah. Preso finocchio del cazzo. Brutto stronzo. Aia! Dai, sto palo di merda! Sembra esplosa una bomba e poi non si vede neanche un cazzo. Possibile che sia di là che è esplosa una bomba. E devo perciò... Ah, ma io sono in culo al mondo, no, devo andare proprio di qua.
Step away! Over there! There's one of them vermin! Burn it, boys!
Aia, no, dai! Sto cazzo di target! Ehi! Aia! Bellissimo. No, no, no.
I'll kill you!
Dai, non sono underlivellato per questa zona. Buono. Dai, quando si bugga per... Sono dalla parte sbagliata.
This place. Rain may have washed away the blood, but not the memory. My poor Mary. This is my watch. Damn grave robbers.
Magari è esplosa qui la bomba dove ci hanno fatto la fossa comune. Non è così improbabile come... Forse non è questo. Raccogliere roba. Santone? Sì, santone. Andare di qua.
Turn around. Crush the leech, boys!
Sorella.
Shall prevail!
Oh, dai, su. Il tank e il santone noi insieme, però, dai. No, porca puttana. Che cazzo è la porta? Dare un siero. Santone di merda. Bravissimo. Aia. La madonna! Quanti attacchi hai in combo? Ah, stronzo, un santo del cazzo. Merda. Cazzo, non vedo.
Stop! Vampyr!
No, 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 il sangue del Cristo. Ora mi ridai il sangue, brutto bastardo. Aia. Bravissimo. Cazzo di sangue.
This is no place for you, sir.
Beh, l'ammazza da livello 2 però fa danno e anche tanto.
Killing's all you deserve.
Aia, no, no. Come si fa amico qua? Ma dai! Aia. Chiave della fonderia.
This is not a place. Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Fonderia.
Best be on your way home. There's one of them!
Cazzo di merda. Ci sono, facciamo sbagliato. Diciamo che li attivo tutti, che non si sa mai che le altre siano qui nei dintorni. Ah beh. Ok. Vado a vedere anche dove questo. Però posso andare? Sono ancora nella zona per poco. Perché? Ah, da dove sono arrivato qui? Scusami un attimo, perché se c'era il santone lì.
Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects.
Devo andare dalla fioraia? Dai, no. Alla fine dalla fioraia per prendere... Ah, no, vaffanculo, a posto.
May all who suffered from this tragedy find all rest in peace.
Posto. Perfetto. Questa l'ho fatta. Poi, no, di qua. Manifesti ce ne parliamo dopo. Questo dov'è che sta? Dall'altra parte del mondo. Posto, torno in re. Faccio anche questa, poi vado del 1900, direi che è buona, come poi dopo che vado a raccogliere anche le missioni fatte, arriverò almeno a 2000. Mi sa che mi potenzio finalmente l'artiglio, mi sono rotto le palle avere l'abilità all'1, tutto quel macello di danno. Probabilmente ho stamina, sono messo abbastanza bene, vita pure, sangue anche, sarà potenziare un po' le abilità. Dove sto andando? Neanche c'è la strada, ragazzi. Vedo un cazzo qua. Lo stesso. Stavolta mi sa che ho sbagliato qualcosa. C'è la salita di qua. Giusto. Solo quando attraversi il ponte, che praticamente vuol dire una volta ogni 6.000 anni, visto che c'è sulla zona di là. Che non ci sia nessuno in questa zona del gioco, e nonostante questo hanno comunque fatto una colonna sonora solo per questo luogo. Con tanto di caricamento. Estrarre la spada per un ratto. Donna. Dall'altra parte non dovrebbe essere difficile. C'è un posto qui dove si arriva. anche dal ponte. O meglio, qui c'è scritto dal ponte. Tanto convinto. Infatti, il gioco dice puttanate. Questa strada qui. Ah merda, è anche vicino all'obiettivo base. Ma che cazzo spari a me? Ma spara a quello stronzo lì enorme, non ho capito io, scusa. E questo è il magazzino. Ah, ho paura sia questo il magazzino. Brutto bastardo che sei venuto a cercarmi. Livello 22, tu sei grosso però. Io ho scelto il posto più di merda per combatterti. No! Sì, il danno ne fai. Aia! Aia! Bisciottato praticamente. Mi ha cacciato 2 botte che mi ha levato metà, 3/4 di vita. Sì, ma una bestia a livello 22 mi sa che con ben 9 livelli più di me magari fa danno. Mortacci sua. Dai però, cioè, era fattibile in realtà. Ho scelto io un posto di merda per combatterlo. E B, sì, vabbè, semplicemente stato quello. Un'area più ampia gliel'avrei messo in culo, ovviamente. Solo che era stretta e poi ho leggermente sottovalutato il nemico, leggermente. Dai però. Cazzo dovevi fare respawnare. Spero darli fuori dal magazzino almeno. Ah. Minchia, più lì fuori dal magazzino. Sparate a me, magari occupatevi prima dello stronzone enorme, poi dopo mi occupate anche di me. Proprio dei coglioni. Bravo. Bravo. Giusto lui magari. Non spara a me che c'hai... Idiota. Che mongoloide. No, non c'ho sangue. Devo prendere un po'. Aia. Stamina fisso. Fate una stronzata. Buono. No. Recupero stamina. No. Cazzo. Siamo quasi. Buono. Yes, andato. Un attimo. trovato il magazzino, vero?
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Mi ricordo questa parte del... Sì. Sono passato da qui. Buono, andiamo a raccogliere tutte le missioni. 2000 punti, buonissimo. L'obiettivo è qui, ma ci andiamo un'altra volta. L'unico che mi manca è quello dei manifesti. Che devo parlare? Devo parlare con Edwina. Visto che sei già qui.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
No, Dyson, they didn't all die. I met a boy who survived the explosion.
I never heard of an injured boy.
Not a scratch on him. I suspect he wasn't in the car when it exploded.
In the car? You mean...
Yes, Dyson. You killed his parents.
Why tell me this?
I don't know. Perhaps one day you will talk to him and tell him the truth.
Who is that boy? How can I find him?
That's easy. Most of the time, he's in the same place. The place you never want to go back to. I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
E via altri puntini.
He's got no idea who she's dealing with.
Edwina, parla.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Tell me your feelings about Booth's belief in monsters, Edwina.
It makes him look weak in front of the boys. That's my feeling about it. But ghosts don't scare me.
You don't believe he really saw something then?
I don't care what he saw or not. All I know is that a real man keeps his fears to himself if he wants to be obeyed.
I managed to reach the mass grave in Southwark. It was not pleasant.
Spare me the details, Dr. Reed. All I want to know is what happened to those bastards who owed me money.
I'm afraid those bastards, as you call them, are in the mass grave.
Dead? Shit. That money would have been useful. Well, I'll tell my boys to avoid the place if it's that dangerous.
Yes. Everybody should avoid that place until further notice.
Okay then, Doctor. It looks like you deserve your reward after all. The Wet Boot Boys thank you for your help.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Parlare qua. No, non si è buggato lui,
Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
No. Ma con lei posso parlare, poi vabbè, si è buggato. Stronze. Oh. What? Scusi. Buona donna. Ho trovato una lettera in un posto in cui pensavo di trovarci dei materiali.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Were you aware of Tom's past incarceration?
That's the first thing he told me when he offered me the job. He didn't want me hearing about his past from anyone else.
Did it surprise you to find out about it?
Not really. I was already aware of his reputation before I met him. That's why I came to the Turtle in the first place.
Most people would have run away because of that.
Not me. I thought a man like him could give me stability, you know? At least to some degree. And I wasn't mistaken.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Damn it. I think drink no longer stirs me.
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others, and die, eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened? Staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time. A proud, wet boot boy.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You've had a sad, violent, and lonely life, with no joy to speak of. You realized that you were living with nothing but sadness.
No, not really. I had friends and happiness in my life. That was more about just being pleased for the guy.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Ok, io ho fatto anche questo. Ah, i manifesti, vabbè, lo facciamo nella prossima live. Andiamo a ripetere. Levare tutta la merda nuova che ho trovato. Adesso posso potenziare qualcosina, tipo il manganello. No, non posso, il manganello. Piccola parte dell'impugnatura normale. Magari se posso andare a cercare in giro comprandole sarebbe anche meglio. Guarda che livello 2 è tanta roba. Niente, posto. Riposiamo. Allora l'artiglieria fa un fottio. Per questo 3000 tra l'altro, vediamo la prossima volta. A vedere se posso mettere tipo il velo d'ombra, quanto costa? 500. Posso. Merda. Livello di fascinazione. Poi vediamo come aumentare il livello di fascinazione, perché solo al 2 è brutto. Vabbè, grazie mille per essere passati. Noi ci rivediamo domani mattina probabilmente, sempre con Vampyr. E niente, bella rega.